Today's video is powered by Hawpog.
Skip it up and that up.
What's going on, everybody? This is Rich of Review Tech USA, and oh, I'm a unicorn. Rich, why aren't you on camera? Why are you doing a commentary? I thought you got the camera to do face videos where your face is in the video and I could see you and get an erection. Where are you? I signed with Curse. It's beautiful. I'm going to go back and forth between doing videos in front of the cam and doing commentaries. Trust me. The camera is going to be used plenty. I have so much shit going on for my channel. It's ridiculous. But anyway, this is a commentary. Enjoy the Fear 3 gameplay and pretend my nipples are right on your table. Moving on. So Nvidia's talking that smack about the PS4, son. Senior Vice President Tony Tomasi of Nvidia said that the specs of the PS3 compared to a gaming PC, the PS4 specs are in the neighborhood of a low-end CPU, which I kind of assumed, and a low to mid-range GPU. Now, before I continue this video, I will say that I'm actually satisfied with the specs that Sony proclaimed the PS4 is going to have when they announced at the conference they just recently held to announce the PS4. I think the PS4's current specs, they still could change. I doubt it. Everyone's saying the PS4 is coming out this holiday season. For them to alter the hardware at this point would be disastrous. But I think the specs were enough of a leap to make me happy. Okay, when they were first talking specs about the PS4 in like 2011 or 2012, they were pretty damn anemic, man. Like 2 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM and these low-end CPU specs that were being thrown out there, the rumors, and it was like, that's going to be a pretty crappy next-gen system. It's like barely even worth it for them to make a PS4, but it's enough. Now, yes, compared, I talked about this before in a video, I don't remember which one, but I kind of feel bad for like Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. They don't win either way, okay? People are all disappointed now, like, you know, Nvidia is saying it's going to be not going to be super duper uber powerful compared to a PC. People want like this ultra next gen system, but you have to pay for it. So if Sony made this ridiculous next-gen system with like an Nvidia Titan graphics processor in there, people will be pissed off because they have to pay too much for it. When they make a system that's kind of like mid-range, like what they're making, you know, where they have like an 8-core tablet CPU, which, you know, it's a low clock speed, it's not super powerful. As a matter of fact, I hear that a hyper-threaded Core i3 can outperform it. But, you know, they give it a lot of cores so you can do a lot of multitasking, and you give it an adequate GPU. People are like, oh, it's not powerful enough now, I'm pissed off, I'm going to go out and buy a gaming PC instead. They don't win either way. Look, I think the specs that Sony said, now they could change, they've done it before, I don't think they will, are enough, okay? They're giving developers plenty of RAM to work with. Like I just said about the processor, it's, even though it's not going to be super powerful, it's not going to be like they're rocking an i7 that's hyper-threaded in there. It's enough for developers to work with. They have those 8 cores to work with. They could send a bunch of tasks to the processor, so one core will handle, you know, physics, another one will handle lighting, another one will handle whatever. You know, stop bitching. They can't give you both. Everyone out there has to understand they can't give you, you know, a top-of-the-line gaming PC caliber console for $350 or $400. You can't have both. If you really want that, go out and build a gaming PC. Now, could Nvidia just be talking smack because they have some butthurt going on here? Because from what I read in the article is that Sony did go to Nvidia, and Nvidia wanted XYZ amount of money to produce a graphics processor for them, and Sony told them to kick a cock and a rock and get out of here, we'll go somewhere else. So yeah, maybe they're just pissed off, but even if they are, the specs, he said, that they make sense. And don't be disappointed. I really think that they gave developers enough to work with Sony for the PS4, I should say. So you're going to be able to enjoy a next-gen system. It's going to have next-gen visuals. It's just also the law of diminishing return. Every time a new console comes out,
it's not going to be as big of a leap. And a lot of people saw their conference. I was excited because I understand the technology more, and I understand that you're not going to be as blown away because every generation is going to be a smaller leap. But I know a lot of people that were disappointed when they watched it, but I was satisfied. The 8 gigs of GDDR5 RAM, not DDR5. DDR5 doesn't technically even exist yet. GDDR5 RAM, and that RAM is shared between the CPU and the graphics processor, I think is enough. And I don't care if it's a tablet central processor, a tablet CPU. I think it's enough. And I think once developers really start digging into the hardware of the PS4, everyone's going to shut up and be happy. Then we got my man Linus Blomberg, the co-founder of Avalanche Studios, going around and saying the PS4 is going to be more powerful than PCs for years to come. He said it's going to be this uber super powerful console that is going to blow away any computer hardware out there. More or less, I'll have the article below in the description so you can read it there and see exactly what he said. He talks about other crap, but I'm just talking about the technical aspects, which that's also a pile of crap. You have like Nvidia being super negative, and you have him, I don't know if Sony was like putting dollar bills in his pocket as he was saying this. That's not practical either. Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record in this video, and I know I use the broken record phrase a lot, but they're not going to give you a console that's so powerful that it's going to outperform PCs for years to come. And secondly, that's such a vague statement. What PCs are you talking about, dude? You talking about the entry-level dual-core, Best Buy bargain bin special? You talking about, a top-of-the-line, $1,500 gaming rig? That's such a vague thing to say. And I know why he worded it like that. And that's what makes me think like Sony was like kind of like saying, here, just say something really cool about the PS4. Because he knows that's an article that would excite people who don't know about technology. Like, oh my God, it's going to be more powerful than PCs. That's amazing. It's going to finally, the next gen systems are going to blow away gaming PCs. But he didn't say gaming PCs. He just said PCs. It's funny. Sony seems to like to do this a lot. I remember when the PS2 came out, and it wasn't even really that big into gaming back then, but when the PS2 came out, there was this rumor, I don't know if I saw it on CNN or whatever, I tried to look for the damn article, but I know it's true, I remember reading and seeing about it, is that like Sony was, like they were going around saying that the PS2 is so powerful that if Saddam, it's so retarded to think about, that if Saddam Hussein gets his hands on like, a whole bunch of PS2s, that he could use it to build a weapon of mass destruction, and it was just, I'm like, really? I remember even thinking back then, like, come on, man, like, stop with the hoopla. Like, I'm sure Saddam Hussein was gonna, get a bunch of scientists to sit there and harness the power of the PS2 to, build like his own Metal Gear to shoot nuclear weapons anywhere he wanted to. So the bottom line is, whether you see something over the top where it's going to blow away PCs for years to come, or whether you have naysayers like Nvidia crapping all over the PS4, my take on it is, as long as the specs stay the same, they don't cut them down, it was enough of a leap. You're not going to get a $2,000 gaming PC for $400, but they gave you enough that you're going to be satisfied with the PS4. So just be happy with what they gave you. And let's hope they keep it under the $500 price mark. Hopefully, actually, they really need to keep it under the $400 price mark, or they're going to be in the PS3s when it launched in that boat again. And Sony doesn't really need that right now. So, Sony, if you're listening to this video and you give a crap about what I'm saying, which you probably don't, below 400, like 380-ish. Listen to me. I may be a fat guy talking on the internet, but I know what I'm talking about. And I have a great chest. This is Rich Review Tech USA. I'm going to stop rambling. Signing out. I'll have another video up tomorrow. Or maybe even tonight. I'm awake enough. See ya.